Welcome back, everyone, to another One Beer Chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having an awesome deer season. Guys, it's sweet November. We are right in the thick of the rut, at least here in the Midwest, at least here in Michigan. I know some of you guys down south, it's a little bit different, but this is prime time. It is. And what I wanted to do, just because I haven't posted in a while, you guys, and I apologize for not posting in a while, I've been hunting. My time, it's either family and hunting right now. Videos, unfortunately, is kind of coming in third. But I wanted to just kind of give you an update on how things are going here in Michigan with some of my buddies in Wisconsin. Some big bucks have hit the ground, but not for me, unfortunately. And what I wanted to talk about, too, just a little bit in this video is hunting the rut. So first, let's start off with some success stories because everybody likes to hear stories of big bucks that hit the ground. First one, my work buddy, Michael, shot a really nice 9-point at his parents' property in Southwest Michigan. So this spot is such a cool spot. It is such a primo rut spot, you guys. It is basically a rut funnel that many of you guys hunt. But the way Michael kind of figured out how this spot works is a lot of deer like to move through here. And if he hunts it on a south wind or southerly wind, I think when he shot this buck, it was the southwest. He can blow his scent over this big pond. And then what he did to pinch that funnel down even more is he hinge cut some trees and kind of made basically almost like brush piles, but he basically pinched the deer down into even more of a funnel, into one where, it's in his effective bow range. And he knows basically during the rut on southerly winds, if he sits this spot and he sits all day, he's going to kill one. And he shot a lot of deer midday. I don't think this buck he shot midday. I think it was like in the morning or late morning. But man, it's such a cool setup. It's such a just stereotypical rut setup that once again worked out for him. And he shot his biggest Michigan buck to date. This thing, I think he said it was almost a 20-inch inside spread. I'm not exactly sure what the measurements are on it, but I mean, for Southwest Michigan, you guys, this is as good as it gets. I mean, this is probably a 3.5+ year old buck. You really can't ask for much more. And for him to do it on, something that he has perfected the setup on is a sweet deer, sweet hunt. And congrats again, Michael. Another one, you guys are my friends from high school. That's my friend Aaron and his dad, Dave. And I've hunted with them, in the past through high school, through college and stuff. These guys have got their property just dialed in. I mean, they have done an awesome job as far as deer management goes here in Southwest Michigan, to where they are consistently killing what I would consider mature bucks. Other people in the country might not, but consistently killing at least 3.5-year-olds and a lot of 4.5-year-olds. And that's hard to do in our area, you guys. There's a lot of hunting pressure. Their parcels are broken up really small. Like when people talk mature bucks and you see stuff on TV for Iowa and Ohio and Kansas and all that kind of stuff, I mean, mature bucks have a higher age class. Here in Michigan, man, if you can get deer to 3.5, at least where we are, and then 4.5, that is something that you should be proud of. And these guys should be proud of the deer that they harvested both on the same day on October 28th. So one, Dave, he got the target buck, or their main target buck, in the morning. Just a beautiful framed 8-point. I mean, everything you would want in a Michigan buck. And then Aaron got another really nice 8-point, kind of a taller framed one that evening. Both put great shots on them. These guys they're killing it. Every single year, they're just killing it. And I love seeing just what they can do, or just what Michigan can be when you manage deer, when you let them go to a little bit older age class. So congrats to those guys, because they're killing it year in and year out. And this year is no exception, right at the start of, prime time here in Michigan. And then finally, we're going to flip gears. We're going to go to Wisconsin. My buddies from college, Tom and Jeff, and their dad, Gary, they had a great bow season camp. So they have northern Wisconsin property, big woods country, where they do a week of bow camp, and then they do a week of gun hunting as well. And this year was kind of a banner year for them, in that they just had a lot of deer on camera, more than they usually do, especially for a big woods type of setting. Just more consistent deer activity, more bucks, more does even too, just more deer kind of using their property. And they each killed deer, starting with the first night. Gary killed one. They unfortunately didn't find it in time before the coyotes found it, but he kicked it off right away. Jeff then shot a nice buck a few days later, and then my buddy Tom, the very last day, he shot his biggest buck to date. Just a beautiful northern Wisconsin 10-point. I mean, kind of one of those deer that, like, when I saw the picture of it, I was just like, man, that is such an iconic looking deer as far as like big Northwoods country goes. What people that go to deer camp, like what they realistically like aspire to kill. It's not like, you know, Lee Lakowski shooting 200 inchers on his Iowa farm. It's like when you go up to deer camp, like you dream of this buck right here, this just perfectly typical 10-point with a bunch of mass. Just awesome camp for them. They even got a coyote too. Jeff shot a coyote in between shooting his buck and a few of the other guys getting their deer. So really awesome camp for those guys. It's tough hunting up in northern Wisconsin, but they got it done once again. So congrats to you guys as well, Jeff, Tom, and Gary. As far as it goes for me, you guys, it's been pretty crappy. I'm not going to lie. And I say crappy in that, you know, I don't know about you guys. I have a very love-hate relationship with the rut. It is the best time of the year just because bucks are stupid. They're going crazy. They're chasing does. But that's also what like drives me crazy is that it's so unpredictable. So I've had a lot of deer on camera. I've had a lot of deer at multiple spots on camera. And so one of my goals was to have a lot of different spots that I thought were really like solid spots and to just, you know, ping pong around them, which can be tough because if you don't time it up right, you know, you might not see your target buck and then you get cell cam pictures of bucks at every other spot you're not sitting. That has been the story of my rut. And I still think it's a good plan. I'm still sticking to the strategy because I've basically had first sits every sit, or if I've sat a sand the second time, it's from a sit that was early in the season. So everything that I've hunted has been fresh. Everything that I've hunted has been kind of new scenery, different bucks. I just have not caught up with them, man. And I mean, between my house, like my backyard, absolutely blew up, you guys. I mean, I had literally the best day of trail cam pictures I have ever had behind my house. What was it, October? It was either the 29th or 30th, where there was, it's kind of hard to tell. A lot of these deer are very similar in the way they look. But I think it was 4, maybe 5 different bucks just ping-ponging back and forth in my swamp between these 2 different mock scrapes that I have set up. And I was like, holy crap, I got to get out there. And so I did. I dove in that evening. I saw some small bucks. I didn't see any of these guys that were just going crazy in the morning throughout the afternoon. And it's kind of been the same story. You know, I've had a lot of really good deer on camera. I just haven't caught up with them. I've been really close. I had one that showed up on camera right before I was going to walk in yesterday. And so I sat there for a little while. I was kind of contemplating how I should try to play this. And I basically gave him, you know, 30 minutes before I walked in because it looked like he was just heading into the swamp. So I felt like I could jump in my stand and I bumped him. But, you know, you guys, if you're having a season like me, and hopefully you're not, hopefully you're having seasons like Michael, like Aaron, like Dave, Tom, Jeff, Gary, hopefully you guys are just crushing some deer during the rut because it really is, it's the best time. But if you're not, if you're kind of in my shoes where you're just watching deer on your trail camera in a spot where you're not sitting, where you're not timing it up right, where you're there one day, they're there the next day, whatever it is, you guys just remember that this time of year, a lot of patterns, all that kind of stuff, it goes out the window. You got to be in good funnels like Michael has. Michael's got one of the absolute perfect funnels for the rut, for deer just cruising properties. He's got them pinched down. Man, if you've got something like that, just hunt it because they're eventually going to show up. And that's his game plan. That's what he's done year in, year out, and it's worked. If you don't have a spot like that, if you've got other properties where I personally don't, I don't really have a really good like rut funnel spot where it's just super concentrated movement. I have properties. I mean, honestly, my property is kind of a funnel in and of itself, but it's a 20-acre funnel. There's not necessarily one spot where they really pinch down. You guys got to just keep hammering. Like, I don't know if you guys are Cam Hanes fans. I am. You guys can see the Cam Hanes keep hammering sign up over there. That's got to be your mentality, because seriously, things can change like that. You could have the crappiest sit, the crappiest season, the crappiest rut, whatever, and it can literally change like that. One hot doe, one, buck cruising through. I mean, it all happens so fast. These bucks are putting so many miles on. You guys just got to be out there. Okay. Keep hunting smart, keep hunting good wins. Don't hunt stupid, but just keep hunting. If you can keep it fresh, do it, hunt different spots, whatever. Play off your trail cameras. If you notice that activity is really picking up in an area, maybe there's a hot doe in there, maybe there's a group of bucks in there. I mean, like, literally try to get out there right away, because it doesn't matter what time of day it is this year, morning, midday, afternoon, like, they are on their feet. They are looking for does. That is all that is on their mind. So just keep hammering. And I'm telling you guys this as much as I'm telling myself this, because I've been getting a little, I don't know, just kind of frustrated that I've got a lot of different deer that I would shoot at different properties, and I just have not caught up with them. And a really good example was a buck that I saw last night. It was just a little 6-point. He actually almost looks like a mule deer. He was kind of a cool looking deer, just these big forks, teeny little brow tines. But I watched him, I think, come across just an open plowed watermelon field. It's by a farm where I'm hunting, where, like, the first time I saw this deer, he was just out in the dirt. I didn't know what it was. And then I saw him put his head down and start chasing some does that were right on the edge of the field in the woods where I was hunting. So I think he came from across the street through this wide open field, chased these does into the woods and swamp where I was. I didn't exactly know what he was. I grunted at him. He started coming in, hit the scent from, I put some doe urine on my boots to try to cover my tracks coming in. He hit that, came right to the base of my stand, didn't see anything he liked, moved on. And I mean, all of this happened in a matter of minutes. I don't know exactly how much distance he put on, but it was a lot. I mean, if you just look at the amount of ground he covered in just a few short minutes, I mean, that reminded me, at least, of just how much these bucks are running around right now, and how fast they put miles on, and how literally anything can happen at any time. You just got to be out in the woods. So if you guys are struggling with the rut, that is my tip. Just keep hammering. Seriously, keep hammering. Keep hunting those spots. Keep hunting smart. Stay out there. Stay with it. And, hopefully eventually you'll catch up with one of those deer. And you know what, you guys, if you guys are having a killer rut like some of my buddies are, please, I would love to see some of your photos, hear some of your stories. You guys can share those with me. Honestly, the best place is probably on our Facebook page. So shoot those to me. I would love to see and hear about your guys' success so far in the 2023 deer season. If you're not having success, hey, you know what? Kick back, drink a beer, refocus, keep hammering, just keep at it, because it's only going to amp up even more from here as we enter peak rut. Those deer are going to be moving just like they are right now. And you know what? If you are putting the time in, keep grinding, keep hammering, you're bound to come across one. At least that's my hope, and I hope it is for you guys too. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to do my best to get videos out, but like I said, I'm going to be hunting as much as I can while making sure the family is all taken care of. And I hope you guys have just a wonderful rut, if it's the rut for you guys. And if it's not, you know what? I hope you guys are having just a wonderful, wonderful time out there in the woods. And I wish you guys nothing but success. So take care, everyone. God bless. And remember, be a sportsman, make a sportsman.